it is Tanya and welcome back to the channel. Today I am back with a mansion build. What is going on? Tanya, I'm always like, no, I'm never going to make a mansion. I'm never gonna make something large. That's too stressful. Let's make small family homes. Let's make tiny builds. I could never make something large. Well, I did it. It literally took me probably like 8 hours or so to do. I spent all day one day. I got up early at 10 a.m. I went to bed the next morning at 5:45. I didn't work on it that whole time, but I also streamed that day. Did the doggy daycare. I forgot I was streaming too. It's just kind of funny. I was like, okay, I'm working on this build. And then it was I don't know, 2:30, and I was like, oh shoot! Yesterday I put out a poll if I was going to stream at 6 o'clock or if I was going to stream at 3 o'clock, and it's 2:30, and I'm like, I haven't looked at the poll yet. And also right before that, my boyfriend had texted me and was like, hey, we're going to have friends over at 7 o'clock. We got to clean when I get home, because the apartment was a little bit of a mess, and I was like, okay, so I guess 6 is out of the question anyway. And so I checked the poll, and 3 had won. And I was like, oh my god, I have to pause this build that I've been working on for 4 hours to go build. Granted, it's so much fun to live stream. I love it so much, and it was a lot of fun. Obviously, for those of you that were in that live stream, I ended up ending it a little bit early, but we did finish the build. Just, it wasn't as landscaped as I would have liked to. The tired was catching up to me, and I was feeling kind of sick, so, you know. But anyway, back to this build. Oh my goodness. This place ends up having a whopping 9 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms. But it doesn't stop there. Part of those bedroom and bathrooms is a butler's wing, which is right above the fireplace. We also have all the main necessities that you have, a large kitchen and dining room. We have 2 living rooms. Only one of them has a TV, but we have 2 living rooms. Oh my god. There's also kind of on the other side, not what we're looking at now, but there's kind of inspired by a lighthouse area that you can walk up, a separate upstairs area that's kind of like an art studio. And we have a library in this build, and a wine cellar with a finished basement and a pool. Don't forget the pool. And the hot tub. Don't forget that either. Oh my gosh. There are so many things. I also think if you downloaded this house and you wanted to, you could easily convert one of those bedrooms into a gym, an in-house gym, personal gym. I think that would be really nice. I didn't think to do that, but whatever. I have a crazy amount of bedrooms instead, so you can have lots of guests in this house, and everyone will be nice and comfy. And parties, that would work too, because it has 2 bars, one in the main living area and one in the wine cellar bar area. So plenty of space for Sims and parties. It should be a really good time. This is that lighthouse inspired area over here I really wanted to include. And so we're working on that now. It ends up, like I said, having a separate staircase up into the top there, and it's a balcony, and then there's right inside there's an easel and stuff and some drawings, so just a private place to do some art, basically. Anyway, this house is called the New England Estate. It's not entirely focused on a New England structure. I really just wanted to use a lot of the new stuff that we got with pets. I thought if I was going to finally do a mansion build, I wanted to be really inspired and have more things to work with. So ride on that pet hype train, really, basically. So that's what we did here. And as somebody from New England, this doesn't not look like stuff that's here. It's just, I mostly called it the New England Estate because the whole world is in. Brindleton Bay is based on New England. And I was like, oh, my home. So, I don't know. I've seen roofs like this here, but they're not as common as you would think. I feel I don't know where these are common. Where do you see roofs like this a lot? My boyfriend walked over and is like, why are you calling it the New England Estate? It looks like it's from California. It's Spanish inspired. And I was like, I don't know. I've seen roofs like this here. And I really just wanted to use the new roofing tools that the patch gave us, right before Pets came out, or Cats and Dogs came out. I'm going to keep slipping up on that forever. I'm never going to get used to the fact that it's called Cats and Dogs and not Pets. But you know what? That's fine. So many windows are in this build though. So many windows. And there's a couple of long hallways, but I kind of liked that. I felt like it really felt like a fun mansion with long hallways in it. And not all of it's like that. It's just kind of on the side wing has a bunch of long hallways. And there's a lot of sitting areas with the windows. And I really, really like it. Oh, actually, just so you guys know, I did cut out a lot of footage from this build. The floor plans are not in this. The landscaping is not in this. The bathrooms are not in this. I had to try and condense it since it took so long, and I actually got the footage part down to like 32.5 minutes, I believe. So if there's some stuff missing, that's why, but there will be screenshots of all of it at the end of the video for sure. So right now we're working on the front of the house. There's a bunch of archways leading into covered porches, and we actually have a lot of porches in this house because it's so big. So lots of places to go outside and enjoy the fresh air on the beautiful 64 by 64 lot in Brindleton Bay. Oh my god, I can't believe I built something on a 64 by 64 lot. Someone like me. Oh my gosh. But anyway, we're working on kind of the like tower part on the side there. Really like that area. It's very small and it just has a nice place to sit and look over the beautiful scenery outside. And a place to like paint. It's like a little artist nook at the top. I really like that. Nice nature filled area to do your art in. Thought that was pretty realistic. And more windows because you can never get enough windows really. So we're placing those down now. Sorry if I seem out of breath. Oh my gosh. My animals are not letting me record this video at all. Wednesday was just like, I'm going to make as much noise as possible like I do in every video and live stream ever. And then I finally got her to quiet down. And I get 30 seconds into recording. And Rio, which is my cat, comes over and bites my arm. So this is definitely going well, as you can probably tell. And Wednesday's making noise in the background now. So I don't know. I don't know if this is going to go well. But welcome to my channel. This is what it's like all the time. There's a cat biting my arm and a rabbit making weird noises. Subscribe! We're working on the roofs and stuff a little bit more here. There's just lots of tweaking, lots of windows, lots of additions here and there, tweaking the shape, so many windows. And so that takes up a while. I know I cut out some of it, but I don't remember how much. So this is going to kind of be me discovering what we're working on at the same time as you guys are seeing it. Because now we're over here and we're adding some chimneys on this side of the house. I actually had to move the lot over a little bit to have room to do this. But that side of the house was so flat. And I only had one extra tile left because one side there was 2 tiles from the end and one there was 1. So I moved it over. So I think there's only 1 tile on each side now. So I'm using the maximum width on this 64 by 64 lot, I'm pretty sure, which is pretty crazy. I went all out when I was like, mansion build, let's do this. I'm going to do it on the 64 by 64 lot. I'm going to 100% fill up the lot. I'm going to have 2 floors and a basement. I could have done 3 floors, but I don't even want to think about how long that would have taken me if I did 3 floors. Oh gosh, I don't know how people do that, like pump out mansion builds like all the time. How do you have the patience for that? Like, how do you have the ideas, too, for that many bedrooms? I have a 2-floor mansion, and it has 9 bedrooms. What do you do past that? I mean, I guess there could be, like, a gym, and maybe more than 1 office or study. Like, mine's, like, a library, though, so I don't know. Like, I felt like it would be weird to have another area like that, so I think there's only 1 office in this. But I think that's plenty of space. Like, this house has way more than enough space. I'm not sure if this is an unpopular opinion or not, but I have 0 desire to ever live in a mansion. I don't need that much space. Like, I don't even know if I want a house. Like, I have an apartment right now. It's just me, my boyfriend, my cat, and our rabbit. And I can't imagine having anything bigger than, like, a small house. Maybe one day a medium-sized house if, like, because we were talking about sometime in the future fostering animals, and he really wants to somehow get into fostering Great Danes, and I think that would be awesome. So I think we'd need a big yard for that, but I can't, like, imagine, like, living someplace like this. Not only because I couldn't afford it, but it would not be something I wanted. Like, why would I want that much space? Like, you'd be, like, a mile away from the people you live with. Why? Like, do you guys like the idea of having a mansion, or are you more like want a cozy little home or like apartments? Like, I love loft apartments. I would love like to live in the city have like a beautiful apartment, like overlooking, like from a skyrise or whatever. But I don't even need that to be that big. It doesn't need to be like a penthouse or anything. It just, I don't know. That's just me. I feel like I want something small. I don't know if you guys agree. Like, would you like to live in this mansion? Are you really into that? Do your Sims live in mansions? Do you prefer if your Sims live in mansions or small houses or medium houses? Because now everyone plays the game differently. Like, for example, a lot of people play with their self as their Sim, and I've never been into that either. I have zero interest in, like, I have my Sim as, like, my self Sim, and I'll use her for things occasionally, but, like, I've never played with myself as a Sim as, like, my own gameplay. I'm all about creating random Sims and living out their lives and their kids' lives, and, like, 10 generations later. I don't know, and I don't think any of them have ever lived in a mansion. The largest house I think I ever had a Sim live in The Sims 4 would be Vlad's mansion in my Vlad's mansion in my parenthood, let's play. I know Vlad's, like, mansion at the top of the hill in Vampires. We moved in there at one point, and that's probably the biggest house in The Sims 4 I've had, and in The Sims 3, it was a house I built that wasn't that big, and it was just as big as I needed it to be because my Sims had 7 children, so kind of needed some space there. But I don't know. I don't see the appeal of playing in something this big, but it was really fun to build. Very time consuming though, so I don't think this is going to be a regular thing on the channel at all. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on if you guys really like this or not, but it was really fun. I know I couldn't do this on a weekly basis because this took so long. And as you guys know, I do daily content, so, like, oh my god, this is just a little overwhelming this weekend, but I'm so happy I did it, and I'm very happy with how it came out, and so I hope you guys like it too. We're in our first living space now, and I completely talked over the wine cellar. I thought it was really cute, a nice addition with a bar down there, but this is our first seating area. It's more of a formal living room, even though everything here is open concept. Because I imagine this was like a newer mansion, and it's kind of more like a family-friendly, pet-friendly mansion, because, I mean, it's heavily inspired by the items we got with cats and dogs, and I figured there'd be a lot of kids and stuff in this house as well, because, you know, lots of bedrooms. There actually ends up being a couple of rooms that could be teenagers or whoever, and then a kid's room, a toddler's, like a twin toddler's room, and a nursery in this house, so there's lots of stuff. But of course, I'm assuming if you download this house, you're gonna rearrange all the bedrooms anyway to fit your Sims' needs and personalities. I just wanted to play around, and I was like, so when I went to go to the nursery, I think that's one of the first upstairs bedrooms I did, maybe? No, it was, I don't remember, but, like, when I went to go do it, I was, like, so tired of this, like, what houses look like, that I was like, I want something that's not like regular furniture. Let's create a nursery. Let's make it really colorful and fun. It'll just be a little bit different from the rest of the house. And I was really excited to do that. And all of the rooms in this house are really big. We have like a couple of really giant bathrooms in this house. Oh, and there are 10 of them. It's only listed as 9 of them because you can't put more than 9 as a number for rooms. And so, yeah, because I thought there was only 9. And that includes, like, en-suites and stuff. But I kept forgetting there's also a bathroom in the basement. And there's not much footage of the basement. You saw the wine cellar. There's also, like, a finished basement down there. There's, like, a foosball table and, like, a counter and sink. And I think a bubble blower, maybe? I'm trying to remember. And then, obviously, walking into the wine cellar area. And it has windows into the pool, which is really nice because it's a big pool outside. And so you get some natural light down there from the pool. I thought that was a really cool idea. Here is a little closet thing we did. I assumed this could easily be converted into a laundry room once laundry stuff ships next year. Has a nice little sink, some shelving, some dog food. I put one of the kitty litter boxes in here. There's only maybe 2? There's either 2 or 3 in this house. I can only think of 2 right now, though. I tried to hide them away so they weren't just, like, out in the open, so one of them ends up being in here. There's also a trash can in here, but it won't be usable because the kitty litter box ends up being in front of it. But I thought it would be nice. Like, I know I have a small apartment. I still try and hide my cat's kitty litter box. It's in a closet, so I thought it would be nice to have that kind of nook, and I didn't put a curtain over it, but that'd be a nice place to put a curtain, so maybe it's closed by a curtain instead of by a door. I kind of liked it being an archway. Just my personal opinion. Like I said, though, anything in this house, if you download it, you can go ahead and fix up to your liking, and it is available to download on the Sims 4 gallery, like usual, if you search Griffy or the hashtag MsGryphi. Lots of clutter. Try to put clutter to make it look a little lived in, but not too messy because it's like a nice mansion. But it's not like overly expensive. I mean, it's an expensive place to own, but I didn't want it to look like all fancy traditional stuff. I kind of wanted it to be very family and pet friendly. It's just they have a lot of money. They have a big family, and so this is their house. And I don't know. I really like it. I'm very proud of it. This is the biggest build I've ever done, and I'm proud. It's weird feeling so proud of it. I can't believe I did this and did it in one day. Like, I don't know. I have feels about it. And I love these side tables. They are so cute. I love the like different patterns on them, the like engravings on them, and how they're like a little worn down. And the color of the wood on these fireplaces and these bookcases matches the floor. I love these floorboards. Everything in this pack was just so amazing. I love the gameplay. I love all the build and buy objects. I actually don't know if I love the clothes and stuff. I know one of the new hairstyles is really nice, but I haven't really delved into it much because I had a look in mind for my sim for my Cats and Dogs Let's Play before the game came out. And he's bald, if you didn't catch the drift from the thumbnail. So I haven't really checked out the hairstyles other than like one female hairstyle that I really like that I just remember seeing. I haven't really checked out the clothes either because I kind of had an idea in mind and I gave him a couple of things, but I haven't looked at the female clothes at all because I've only been playing as a male sim. But maybe I'll do that sometime soon. Anyway, this is that little art nook I was talking about up here. It's very, very simple. You can look outside, paint the nature, got a place to store all your paintings, got lots of drawings on the wall. And now we're into our secondary living room. This one's a little bit more cluttered and informal. It has like a nice TV and stuff in here. This is where you'd sit down and watch TV with the family. Whereas the other one is just like a nice seating area with the fireplace. There's a fireplace in this room as well, but it's not like the main sitting area. There's just an additional sitting area. And there's, how many fireplaces are in this house? 1, 2, I think there's 4. No, there's 5. Because there's 3 upstairs. And I think that's how many chimneys I put on the house too. I did not plan that out, but I think I got it right. I think. I hope. I might not have. I guess we'll see. But we're adding some book clutter. I'm still frustrated that these don't fit on the shelves. I wish that we had more stuff that actually fits on shelves. But at the same time, I don't, because then it snaps to the shelf and it makes it more frustrating to place things if you want it to be like really cluttered and realistic. Because, I don't know. I kind of like that things don't snap to the shelf. But at the same time, it's like, oh, I have to raise every object up. I don't know. I feel like there should be a happy medium with that. Or more slots on stuff. Yeah, I think we should have more slots on shelves and more items that fit on shelves. I think that would probably be a good compromise. Over here, we're going to add a table and stuff, and we have the new bookcase that came with the pack. One of them, we have both of them in here, actually. One of them is part of the TV stand. And these paintings, oh my gosh, I love all the different color variations on these paintings. And these green and red ones, I think, just give this room that pop of color it really needed. And I'm very, very happy with them. We have a grand piano in here because we have the space, and why not? I think the kids that could potentially live in this house, that would be a nice thing, like piano lessons. I know I had piano lessons as a kid. I don't know, I just really like the idea of that. I've never really done that in this game, but I think it would be fun to have, like, your kid learn piano. I don't know. I'm, like, really inspired by my own life for that. Like, my piano lessons were by my daycare provider, because we went to a daycare that was just in our town, and we would go there before and after, well, actually just after school and during the summer when my parents were at work. And after daycare or after school or whatever, I would go home from daycare and then I'd go back later in the night, which is kind of weird because I think piano lessons were at like 7 o'clock or something, like after they finished dinner. And so I would go there and hang out with my daycare provider, and she would teach me how to play piano. I don't know how to play piano, by the way. I did not retain any of that information at all. Anyone, can you guys play any instruments? I feel like I've quote-unquote been taught how to play various instruments, and I don't know how to play any. Like, I also had clarinet lessons. Like, I was in band in middle school, and then I kind of quit it the day before our first concert. So I don't know how to play any instruments. It's pretty bad. I wish I had a talent like that, but, you know, that's okay. I don't need to play any instruments. I just need to play The Sims. We ended up making the basement down here a little taller. Now you're seeing us furnish it, and you can see the lovely windows going into the pool down there. I thought that was really nice. Because when we had it on the lowest wall height, that bar thing I put there was clipping through the ground, and it was just coming out in the grass outside, which looked kind of funky. I thought this would be like some achievements and stuff that we kind of keep down here. This is sort of a man cave. It's not, that kind of wasn't what I had in mind to begin with, but I guess it kind of turned into that. There's a lot of collections and darts and games and alcohol, or juice, as The Sims likes to call it, and another dog bed. It's a very pet-friendly place. I like it. We added some big curtains in green just to give a little bit of color down here, and that's pretty much it. This is the first bedroom we decorated. It's a very generic blue room, and I guess it could be anyone's room, and then I kind of feel like maybe it's a teenager's room, though, because then I threw, like, that parenthood clutter of, like, a backpack and clothes all over the floor, but if you delete that, it could be anyone's room, so teenager, anyone, I don't know. You can use it for whoever you want. I think it's kind of cute. I like that we can size down items now, size down objects. I've been doing that with almost everything in this build. I almost exclusively used either the pets rugs or the really big rugs that don't fit in any room in this, because I was like, it felt like I had new rugs because I could size them down and they'd fit places, and I never used them because they're too big. So I actually used so many of that. Like, anything that was normally too big, I used in this build. And I thought that was fun. We have a very purple room over here. Actually, we have 2 purple rooms, right? Or does this one end up pink? I don't know. It's gray and pink. Okay, never mind. There's a purple toddler's room upstairs that I really like. Oh, and sizing these down and putting all the color variants. I really like how that looks above the bed with all the little flowers. I'm all excited. I feel like we have a bazillion new items now that we have the ability to size things down. Opens up so much. So many doors for builders, and I just really appreciate it. I don't know, like, have you guys been exploring with that a lot? I don't know how many of you guys are builders, but yes, it's so nice to be able to size things down finally. After how many years of The Sims? 4? Like, it's been, what, 3 years? 3 years and a couple of months now, and we're finally getting it. I'm not complaining. I'm very happy that we got it, but it was a little overdue. Oh my gosh, so it's so wonderful now. And here's the first bathroom. I thought I cut this out, but I guess we get 1 bathroom build. Well, maybe. Oh, I'm just going back and forth. But there should only be this one, because I thought I cut out all the bathrooms, but I guess I kept one of the 10 bathrooms in for you guys to watch. But there'll be screenshots of most of them at the end. I think I might not have screenshotted 1 or 2 of the ensuites, but their bathrooms, they're not that exciting anyway, so you'll kind of get the gist. But this bathroom's very brown, very basic. It's a downstairs bathroom with, it doesn't have a shower. It has the nice jacuzzi tub because I thought that would be fun. And I don't think this bathroom did it, but a lot of the bathrooms, I do double toilets, which sounds weird, but unless you have a house like that or have been to a house like that, the bathroom has 2 toilets or a toilet and a bidet, and there's like a half wall between them. And so I did that because one of the people I was friends with in high school for a brief time when I went over her house, they had that, and I thought that was really weird, but I don't know. This house was so big, I felt like I could do double toilets, and if you're comfortable sitting down and doing your business next to your partner, then more power to you. So you have that ability if your Sims don't get embarrassed, which sometimes my Sims get embarrassed when people walk in on them, and sometimes they don't, so I don't really know what would determine whether or not they're okay with that or not, but it's there should you want the option. Also, I think like some mods make it so like they're not embarrassed anymore. Oh, and that hallway we were just in, which we're not on anymore, is so cute. I like loaded up my game and I was like, I need to take a picture of this bay window in this hallway for the screenshots because I just need to. I was like way too excited about it. Like I finished the whole video like without this voiceover, but I edited everything, got all the screenshots in, and I was like, I didn't take a picture of the bay window in the hallway. I need a picture of that because I think that's probably my favorite little shot in the whole place. I don't know why, because you can just see that landscaping, like the beautiful front yard through it, and just, I love the bay windows. I love them so much. That's one of the things I was most excited about when this pack was announced. I mean, other than like cats and dogs, of course, but the bay windows, just wonderful thing. This weird contraption I put between the garage doors looks pretty crazy, but I was just figuring it could be a goofy way of Sims, in the Sims, of it being like the mechanics behind opening and closing the garage door. That's how it works. This is the butler's quarters. It's kind of like a little apartment over here. It's very small and not super decorated. I figured it would be left open to whichever butler you have living here to decorate to their own will. So it has a bed, a dresser, a couch, a television, a table with 2 chairs, a little kitchenette, and a bathroom. So it's nothing too exciting in here. Oh, and I left this bathroom in. Okay, so you get 2 of the 10 bathrooms. Spoiling. I'm kidding. Like, bathrooms are kind of boring, but it's pretty bland in this room, but it's kind of just what you need for a butler, and of course you can always fix that. And this is when I got to that baby's room, and I was like so excited to work on something with fun colors. I never used this wallpaper, but we used it because I thought it was fun and colorful, and I just wanted to do something different than the rest of the house. So we did, and I really enjoyed this this nursery. I think it would be really cute time. I wish babies were more interactive in this game though, because I was like, oh, I should have babies as babies longer, and then I'm like, no, they're just like little crying objects. If somebody watched this that wasn't a Sims player, they'd be like, how dare you call a baby an object? Well, literally in The Sims 4, they're objects, so you know. This is the master bedroom. I don't know if we're going to work on it now, because I kind of popped in and out of rooms a lot, kind of getting an idea of what I wanted to do, and then coming back to them. But we have a divider in the middle of the room, and put the bed on one side, and on the other side we have dressers that you can get ready at, like his and hers, or his and his, or hers and hers dressers to get ready at. I thought that was kind of nice. And I'm loving the stained glass lamps, because the first swatch on them, like the white with like the purple and pink flowers, are the exact lamps that my parents had on their bedside tables when I was growing up. So like this pack included my parents' lamps, and it's based on New England, which is where I'm from. Like, I live in New England, and so I don't know. Plus it gave me Rottweilers. And what more could you want in the world than Rottweilers in The Sims 4? I'm very content. I think you can tell at this point. But anyway, this room ends up being very brown and green. It's an interesting color scheme, I think. And we added that little bathroom back there. I don't know if I didn't even pay attention. Did you see it? I don't know. We also added closets. It ends up being kind of a decently sized room, but not too big. Because we cut off a lot of it with closets and bathroom. And so it's pretty basic. And there's a couple of rooms that could be the master bedroom. Also, this kid's room has a nice door to a closed balcony, but it's a kid's room. I was like, oh, maybe this should be the master bedroom, but I liked the other one better as the master bedroom. So I was like, yeah, the kids could have a balcony. Maybe we'll have some toys out there. And I feel like it's realistic in a sense, because yes, a lot of times the like extra balconies and stuff are like the master bedroom or a hallway or whatever. But if you have that many, I feel like it is very reasonable that some of them might be in a spare bedroom or a kid's bedroom or like a teenager's bedroom. It just makes sense to me. So I left it like that. These kids are a little spoiled. They also get their own fireplace, which might not be the most kid-friendly thing to have in their place. Maybe it's one that's not like real fire. It has like a switch that turns on. We're gonna pretend that. Or maybe they are not able to turn it on their own because I don't know. There's nothing in it to light it. I feel like kids like wouldn't know how to light the fire. I mean, they understand the premise of how to light it. But when I was a kid, we had a fireplace and we never used it. We didn't use it because apparently it's really bad to burn logs around birds, and we had 5 birds. So that probably would have been a really bad thing to do. Speaking of my house growing up, for the longest time I was thinking about when we got pets in The Sims 4 that I really wanted to make my childhood house in The Sims. And I've gotten the request before to make my childhood house in The Sims, and there's a couple of reasons that I'm not ready to do that yet. The first reason being that in The Sims 4, cats and dogs. We only got cats and dogs. And I had 5 birds, 2 of which were large macaws. And I don't know if you realize how big of a, like, bird cages you need for those animals. And also I had a guinea pig and a turtle and, like, all kinds of other animals. And that is, like, a huge part of my house that I couldn't include without those giant bird cages. So I feel like it's impossible to make the house. Also, we had, like, a basement that you could only access on one side. Like, part of the house was, like, underground. And it was on top of a hill. And so, like, we don't have, like, constrained floor elevation. We don't have, like, any kind of terrain tools. I don't think we're going to get that. And I will probably eventually make my house in the Sims 4. Just, like, on a flat lot. But I also, I don't know, it's going to probably be, like, really hard for me to do. On, like, an emotional level, trying to make the house because, you know, I lost my father this year after not seeing him for very long. Oh, gosh, Wednesday. Wednesday did not like that comment. And creating my parents' room would probably just be hard. And the whole house in general, I'd probably get all kinds of emotional. But at some point in time, if we get little critters, birds in particular, that have really big cages, I would love to make my childhood home. I think that would be really fun. Especially because we have a New England-inspired town now, and we have cats and dogs. I just think it would be a really good time. But yeah, this is the last bedroom I think we have, and I skipped over that toddler's room completely, but it's very purple and fun. All the kids' rooms are way more colorful than I typically do. I was ready for some color in this house. I was ready for it. Because I wanted it to kind of stay pretty neutral throughout the rest of it, because, you know, house, mansion, lots of people. You can edit it to your liking. I didn't want it to be too crazy. So this room ends up being very blue and orange. And I really like it. Use the new POG dressers. We were able to shove those through the wall because there's a fake fireplace behind there that you could put that into the chimney. So I thought that worked out pretty well. Anyway, we are finally coming to the end of this very, very long speed build. I hope you guys really enjoyed this mansion build. Please let me know what you thought in the comments down below. And of course, download this if you'd like on the Sims 4 gallery by searching Griffy or the hashtag MsGryphi. If you like this, please give it a big thumbs up to let me know you enjoyed it. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'd love to have you. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody!